What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ludon the Movie Guy channel, aka just my YouTube channel. Cause I'm Ludon and I'm a guy who likes movies and I sometimes make movies. That's besides the point though. Today, you're tuning into, I don't know why I'm making it sound so professional, like this is Disney Channel or something. You're tuning into Movie Time, which is a series on this channel, this wonderful channel, I'm glad you pulled up, where I talk about movies, both new and old. Today we're gonna be talking about Sky High, which I believe came out in 2006. I can't remember because I was like a fetus at the time, so I'm not sure when it came. It was either 2005 or 2006. It was either, okay, to put it in perspective, my mom was either pregnant with me when this movie came out, or I was born, but I wasn't conscious. But yeah, stick around if you want to hear some random black guy who you don't know talk about Sky High, because it's a pretty good movie, and I want to geek out about this good-ass movie, because it's kind of like a staple of my childhood. So yeah, let's get into the review. Plot synopsis time. Okay, just warning you in advance, I am about to spoil the shit out of this 18-year-old movie. Just telling you, like, right now. What I mean by that is I'm gonna fucking run through the entire movie from beginning to end in my own words. So, let's do it. Will Stronghold, son of Steve Stronghold, the commander, and his mom, Jetstream, who can fly, and Steve Stronghold has, like, super strength. They're basically the main character, Will, is the son of the two most powerful superheroes in this universe. It's pretty cool. And he kind of lives under their shadow for a lot of it. At the beginning of the film, Will is living with his parents. He's chilling in their crib, and he doesn't have his powers yet, which is scary because he's about to go to high school, aka Sky High, which is a high school located, as the name says, in the middle of the fucking sky. It's a high school that's like on a giant floating rock, miles above land, and you have to like go on a bus that flies you there, like kind of like a rocket ship. It's pretty cool, or at least very cool when I was 7. Still cool as shit now, actually. I don't know why I said it was cool when I was 7. It's still pretty cool. Yeah, but this is a high school where superheroes go. It's like where superheroes send their little sons and daughters all the way there. It's like Hogwarts with superheroes, basically. And they learn things. You know, they get put into 2 different categories by their weird, low-key might be a pedophile gym teacher, Coach Boomer, played by, I forgot his name for a second, Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell plays Coach Boomer and smacks the ass of himself, but not really himself, because it's like probably a 15-year-old boy that shapeshifted into himself. Anyways, there's a sequence where they get to the high school, and Coach Boomer, the way they have it set up, when you're in Sky High, you're either a sidekick or a hero. So you're either basically a shitty superhero or like an awesome superhero with some crazy ass powers, and you get split up. It's all cliquey, and if you're a hero, you get to hang out with the popular kids, essentially. If you're a sidekick, you're kind of a bitch and you get bullied, unfortunately. But this movie's about the sidekicks. It's about the underdogs, which I actually really like. Anyways, back to the plot. Will, since he doesn't have any powers, but he's the son of the 2 most powerful superheroes, or the 2 most well-known superheroes in this world, he has a lot on his shoulders. And when he's getting put through, like, selection of if he's a sidekick or a hero, they drop a car on him, and he's like, dog, I don't have any powers. You could have killed me just now. So Coach Boomer's like, all right, dog, you're a sidekick. You're the biggest sidekick. And he has to hide that from his father. So Will, like, goes home and shit, and kind of just hides from his parents that he's a sidekick. And it's kind of sad, because he's like, man, I can't, how the fuck am I supposed to live up to this? It's honestly, it's a pretty hard thing to live up to. So I don't really, I feel, you really just feel for Will at that moment, because it's like, dog, give this guy a break, you know? But after that, the whole sidekick fiasco, Will and the girl who clearly likes him, who he's not able to tell likes him for a long portion of this movie, this may or may not be relatable to me directly. If you know me personally, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My apologies. Anyways, so after that, Will is put in hero support, the class, and he makes friends with a lot of sidekicks, aka the nerds, basically, and they form their own little group. And there's also a dude that may or may not extremely dislike Will and might want to kill him. His name is Warren Peace. Yes, you heard that right. Warren Peace. Get it? Because war and peace, but his name is Warren Peace. His dad was a supervillain, and his mom was a superhero. And Will's dad, or Will's parents, kind of put Warren's parents, or Warren's dad, in jail. So Warren does not fuck with Will at all. Warren and Will have, like, generational beef, essentially. And they kind of, Warren has, like, these pyrokinetic powers that kind of, like, just go crazy, and he fucking throws fire everywhere. And him and Will, they got a lot of beef. Anyways, in continuation of the plot, Will also meets this one girl on the first day of school, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, her character, named Gwen. And Gwen is very important to the plot. She's also extremely fine. Like, she could fix me. I would. Okay, I'm getting crazy right now. I need to chill out. Anyways, it's clear that Will has a crush on Gwen from the beginning, which is kind of forms a weird love triangle thing, because Layla, Will's best friend, who Will can't tell likes her. I mean, likes him, even though it's so fucking obvious. Again, kind of relatable if you know me personally. My apologies. Anyways, Gwen starts getting a lot closer to Will. Like, very close. Little too close. And it's clear that she has some ulterior motives. Gwen's evil. Like, extremely evil. Will, essentially, at some point, his powers actually kick in during a fight with him and War and Peace. And it's a really cool scene, actually. Like, it's really well done. Once his powers kick in, he realizes, he's like, oh shit, I got superpowers now. And they move him from the sidekick class to the hero class. That's when he starts getting a lot closer to Gwen. And Gwen starts slowly manipulating him and kind of flirting with him. Not kind of, outright flirting with him. Gwen basically is low-key just getting under his skin. Or not even getting under his skin. Gwen is getting in his brain by kind of getting in his pants. Not really. It's a PG movie. She doesn't get in his pants, but like you get the point I'm trying to make. Gwen essentially seduces Will at a certain point and just rizzes him up. Throughout a good portion of the movie, Gwen is just all over Will and pulling Will away from his friends, pulling Will away from the sidekicks, and just kind of fucking Will up in a lot of different ways. And Will's parents are like, dude, what's wrong with you? Why are you know what? Will's parents are like getting progressively more and more mad at him as the movie goes on. And at a certain point, there's a homecoming dance. And at the homecoming dance, or before the homecoming dance, Gwen goes to Will's house, talks to Will's parents, and it's like, do you guys want to pull up to the homecoming dance and maybe like, you know, be guests of honor? So the parents pull up to the homecoming dance. And what happens at this dance is shit. I gotta remember. Gwen reveals herself to be Royal Pain, a villain that Will's parents fought in the past. Royal Pain, you see, is really an old lady. Or no, Gwen is really an old lady who was de-aged by the pacifier because the weapon, the pacifier, turns people into babies. And when Will's parents captured Royal Pain, they fucked up and somehow Royal Pain got turned into a baby and then had to be raised again into a teenager. So basically Will was making out with like a 45-year-old woman the entire time, which is funny as hell. There's also a little moment where Mary Elizabeth Winstead says she had to go through puberty twice for this, which I think is fucking hilarious. A lot of this movie is actually genuinely extremely goddamn funny. There's so many damn moments. But to continue that, to save the fucking day and to save the school in a badass fucking finale, the sidekicks, they all come together. Will stops being a dick. He's like, my fault, guys. I was kind of absorbed by the popular kid shit. They all come together and they fuck shit up. They go crazy. I mean, they all use their powers in different ways, even though they're sidekicks and they kind of can't really do much. They all do different shit. Like Zach, he glows. That one kid, he turns into a popsicle and like fucking goes on the ground. What else? That one Asian lady turns into a hamster. And Will, he can fly now. Also, Tom Kenny has a random cameo because Sky High like drops from the sky and literally almost fucking crashes into the earth like a meteor on some Age of Ultron type shit. But Will saves it. He literally like holds it up on his shoulders. It's actually pretty cool. Also, Tom Kenny, like I said, is there. So SpongeBob is in this movie. Tom Kenny also was in the Transformers movies, if you didn't know. Tom Kenny does random weird shit. I actually kind of want to meet Tom Kenny. Anyways, back to the plot synopsis. To end off, the sidekicks save the day. Royal Pain is finally defeated. And, you know, oh shit, Ron, the bus driver. Cool ass character, by the way. The bus driver, Ron. He falls into a vat of toxic waste and becomes like a giant kaiju fighting thingy. So yeah, that's the entire plot of Sky High. Or not the entire plot. I didn't go as in detail as I could. But honestly, if you haven't seen the movie or haven't seen it in years, go fucking watch it. Back to the review.
Regrettably, I have made boom boom.
Sky High is a movie, like a lot of movies, that is very deeply tied to my own childhood. I'm not gonna lie. I have vivid memories of watching this movie in my mom's bedroom in like 2012 when it was playing on Disney Channel, and it played on TV specifically like a lot. I never saw it in theaters because when it came out in theaters, I think I was probably in the womb, most likely, because I can't remember if it's 2006 or 2005. I was born in 2005, but now you know that piece of information. Yeah, I was born in 2005. Fun fact. Hope you feel old now. I mean, to be honest, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're like 12, so I don't know, man. All ages are welcome on this channel. I don't care. Yeah. To get back to the point, though, I think one major reason why this movie has stuck with me like so aggressively for so long is because it combines two of my favorite things in general. I love superheroes. I mean, if you can't tell, obviously, I love superheroes. It's like something that's just, I've loved superheroes since the days of reading Captain Underpants when I was like 5. That plus the fact that I love coming of age stories, and I always have because of how relatable they are in general at almost every period of my life in different ways. Like when I was younger, it was Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and then I got a little older, Perks of Being a Wallflower, Lady Bird, Moonlight, all of these great films. This movie combines both of those in like a wholesome early 2000s way, which is something that I think we all kind of needed subconsciously. Like, it's a type of movie, it's so like completely heartfelt and genuine almost. It just feels good. I don't know how to explain it. Like, watching it just makes you feel good. I'm trying to think of a superhero property that's similar to this. Or no, like a Harry Potter mixed with 10 Things I Hate About You, mixed with maybe My Hero Academia. Haven't seen My Hero Academia. I'm just assuming it's similar to this because it's about teenage superheroes going to a school and learning their powers, or like an X-Men type thing. It's just cool. But like I said, this movie just combines two things I love in such an efficient and effective way, to the point where every minute of it is so fun to just sink into. I could probably sit and watch it over and over again for a long ass time, and I have a lot of fun watching movies, period, just because I get so much out of it as a filmmaker myself, and I'm also in film school right now, which is why the set isn't the same. I'm in my apartment, not at my parents' house. So, but it's just fun to watch something that genuinely reminds me of like why I got into this in the first place, even though it's corny and definitely not like above a Disney Channel level quality in my opinion. It's so heartfelt and so wholesome that it just hits me here, and I love a lot of it, like a good portion of it. So I'm gonna yap a lot more about why I love it in the voiceover segment. So let's cut to voiceover. Yeah, voiceover Ludon, or yeah, take it away. Just kiss the mic. You're welcome. That was kind of gross. Why did I lean forward intimately to touch the back of the cat? I don't like that. Let me redo that. Voiceover time. Besides that, another thing this movie did for me, especially at a young age, introduced me to Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which led me down a rabbit hole of realizing that I didn't want to play with my action figures anymore. But yeah, that's a story for another day. That doesn't have to do with the review. It's just Mary Elizabeth Winstead is very fine. She's a beautiful woman. Continuing. Back to the review, because I get distracted so easily. I'm sorry. Sorry, YouTube. I don't know what that last part was. The first thing I want to lament on when it comes to this movie is the characters. The characters are so memorable and honestly all very fucking unique in their own ways. They all stand out to me, especially the main cast and the sidekicks, and like some of the more stereotypical cliquey jock hero types. I mean, because they're heroes. That's what they're labeled as, heroes. But a lot of the heroes are dicks, and the sidekicks, they really take center stage. I'm gonna go through each character and like how much I fucking like them. Let's go. War and Peace. Oh my god, War and Peace is just fucking awesome as a character, and he kind of just he's kind of tossed around a lot on the movie. I don't mean like in a sexual way. That was fucking weird. War and Peace is kind of just caught in between this fucking love thing that like Layla and fucking the main character have going on, where he can't tell how much she clearly wants him and appreciates him for who he is, and how much she likes him, and how much Gwen wants to change him. That's besides the point. War and Peace, fucking awesome character. He has some great scenes, specifically with Layla, especially the scene in the Chinese restaurant where Layla stood up by fucking Will Stronghold.
Well, Will could not figure out why mine was growing so quickly. It was driving him crazy. So finally I took mercy on him and I told him about my powers. We've been best friends ever since.
And falling for him, was that before or after the lima beans?
What? I'm not in love with Will Strong. Is it that obvious?
Yeah.
Warren, awesome character. And then there's Popsicle. Can't remember his name, so I'm just gonna refer to him as Popsicle. The nerdy black kid who can literally turn into like a pile of goo. Dog. He's actually one of him and Zach have like the funniest relationship I've seen in like an early 2000s Disney Channel type movie. It makes me, every scene with both of them together makes me laugh. Especially the scene at the end where the school is falling out of the sky and it's just Zach and fucking Popsicle holding each other. Like Zach is literally yelling. He's like, hold me, hold me. The whole group of sidekicks is just so so eclectic and so weird in their own unique way. I fucking love them. It's like the most perfect high school friend group I could ask for in a movie like this. The chick who can shapeshift into a hamster, can't remember her name, also very awesome. But like, I think my favorite characters in the entire movie, I like Zach because he glows. War and Peace. There's one teacher they have who has a big ass head and is always saying weird shit. He's very intelligent and he gets turned into a baby later on, but he still has this fucking regular human sized head. Not even human size, he almost looks extraterrestrial. But specifically, I want to get into the main like crux of the movie, because the main relationships explored are between William and his parents and William and Layla, his girlfriend, eventually at the end of the movie. Also, War and Peace and William, their relationship, the way that evolves throughout the movie, and the way William's honestly, the movie is built up on the foundation of William just learning how to navigate all his different relationships and how fucking messy his life is while he's in high school. And it's really fun to watch that. I want to say the performances from a lot of the actors in that regard, especially William himself, like I can't remember the actor's name, but he knocks it out of the park for what he's supposed to do, because it's like a Disney Channel type of thing. Not expecting like Oscar worthy performances, but still there's some great scenes and some great moments. They got Kurt Russell in here, and honestly, every scene Kurt Russell has with his kid William, it's like palpable. The father-son relationship is like it's elevated just enough to the point where I can understand the relationship and I feel for the relationship a lot, especially in the amazing scenes where their performance really shines through. For example, a good portion of the way into the film, where William has to reveal to his dad that he's a sidekick and not a hero, and tells his dad that he doesn't have powers. This comes a few scenes before he actually gets his powers, and once he gets his powers, that shit goes straight to his head, which is another thing I love, because this character goes from like having an intense amount of self-deprecation to fucking getting powers, and then he's like an airhead for most of the movie, and then he's like, holy shit, I'm being such a dick right now. It's such a great way to evolve that character and showcase a lot of that, because it's very relatable to people in high school, I think, I would say. And it's just that part of the movie is really well done. But yeah, I think I should go scene by scene, not scene by scene. I'm just gonna put a highlight on some of my favorite scenes in this film that really showcase the relationships between these characters, or just showcase shit I love about this movie, because this movie is so cohesive and just keeping me engaged. So yeah, let's do it. There's two major scenes in this movie that I fucking love, like, entirely. The scene where Will actually gets his powers. These scenes actually happen like consecutively in between each other, so I'm just gonna go over both of them. No, there's 3 fucking scenes actually. Okay. So the scene where Will and his father are having that heart-to-heart in the kitchen, when he reveals that he's slowly trying to reveal to his dad that he doesn't have any powers, and the scene is played almost in a way where it's almost like mirrors a scene of a son maybe coming out of the closet or something like that. Honestly, it's weird in the way it mirrors that, but I feel like that was definitely intentional on behalf of the filmmakers, because like it's clear that he's been hiding this for a minute and he's ashamed of the fact that he doesn't have any powers. So when he tells his dad, he's expecting his dad to like blow up on him. And I honestly just want to let the scene play out for you and show you a little clip, so I'll do that like right here. But yeah, that scene, very emotionally impactful, very well done. And then immediately after that, this is the scene that kind of puts everything into perspective, or puts everything forward in the movie, because this is the point. The scene where Will Stronghold and War and Peace have their little fight and Will finally gets his fucking powers. That scene, one, is great not only because of the action in the scene, like the action in the scene is fucking amazing, but also it's like you get to see like the expression on his face as soon as he gets his powers. It's so telling of what's gonna happen coming up, because it's like a giddy childlike expression. He's like, oh shit, I got my powers, and then you're like, oh man, this dude's gonna become an airhead for the rest of the duration of this movie. And he does, because immediately after that whole fucking great action scene, him and War and Peace have detention together, and they have a really nice interaction. I love that. And then that leads to another scene later on in this movie that I fucking love entirely, where he's like at max airhead level. He fucking stands up Layla, the girl who clearly is in love with him, for Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which, I mean, it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I understand, but he didn't have to do her like that. And Layla and fucking War and Peace have this heart-to-heart conversation, and it's actually really well done. Also, no homo, War and Peace just looks really fine in that scene, I'm not gonna lie. I can't take myself seriously sometimes. Anyways, and War and Peace has a similar conversation that he did with fucking Layla with William later in the movie, and you can tell he's like, bro, why the fuck do I end up in these situations? But he's like the most emotionally intelligent teenager out of everybody else in the movie, and that makes him definitely one of my favorite characters in the entire film. He gives off like a Zuko type vibe from Avatar almost, but I mean, probably less childhood trauma, or maybe actually no, a lot of childhood trauma. His dad was a supervillain who went to jail, so, and his mom was a superhero. I'd actually love to see a backstory on that. If someone were to write a comic or like a fan fiction on that, I actually would love to fucking read that. That probably already exists. I hope it's not erotic. Knowing the internet, it probably is erotic. All right, continue. Besides those scenes, I just want to lament in general. This film, those scenes effectively just build the film forward in such a way where, like I said, every minute of it, I can't tell you a single minute of this movie where I was bored or wasn't enjoying it frequently. As a fan of superheroes and as a huge fan of coming of age stories, you mix it together, you get almost like a John Hughes, Disney Channel-esque, Harry Potter-esque. It's like a mix of so much shit that it comes together to form something weirdly fucking beautiful and extremely engaging. And I love it so much. I wish it got a continuation in some way. And there actually was a sequel announced called, I think it was referred to as Save You. It's gonna be about the same characters going to college instead of being in high school. And I really wish that sequel actually came to fruition, because I would love to fucking see that in theaters. Like, I would genuinely love to watch that, given how good the first film is. And it's not like this film is a masterpiece, but this film stands out in so many ways and delivers on so many different levels. It's really just a weirdly interesting corner of like superheroes in general, or superhero movies in general, because this movie came out in 2005 when superhero movies weren't really like the shit. Like, the only big franchises you had at the time were mainly just like Spider-Man and X-Men, and nobody was really that into superheroes. But this movie uses its concept so effectively. It really has in my opinion, has an interesting viewpoint of the genre in general, and just, it brings a lot to the table. So if you haven't seen it in a few years, or haven't seen it since you were a kid, definitely revisit it, because you will fucking love it. I hope just as much as me. I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. Of course, it's not like a cinematic masterpiece, but it's not really, it doesn't even have to be. It's fucking sky high. It's an amazing ass movie. It's fucking, go watch it, please. And yeah. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this Sky High review. I got more movie reviews cooking in the oven, hopefully. In addition to that, I also have a letterbox where I post movie reviews immediately after I finish watching a movie. Like, the credits will be rolling, I pull out my phone and start typing up my thoughts of it immediately. So if you're interested in something like that, definitely check out my letterbox. I hope it entertains you. In addition to that, you can also maybe watch the skits, short films, or other movie reviews I have up on this channel. If you'd like, check that out sometime. If not though, that's cool. Leave a like if you want, subscribe if you want. You have free will, do what you want. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you made it this far, you're cool. So yeah, I guess you're cool. All right, see ya. Holy shit, that was a long ass video.
I'm Ron Wilson, bus driver.